Well, there's no question that Ontarians are getting a huge jolt when they open their hydro bills. My bill alone last month went up another $350. I'm not sure what we're doing differently in the household, but I do know that my energy bills are almost at $1,000 a month. How to pay it? Couldn't tell you, but my story is not unique. Ontarians right across the province are feeling the exact same pain that I am. You yourself probably feeling it too. They simply can't afford to pay back the bills. So now a lot of folks are gearing up to fight back, including our next guest, Beth Trudeau, who joins us in Ottawa this morning. You're one of the, I guess you're one of the folks that decided you're angry enough and you're going to do something about it. So what's happening today?
Today we're having a rally beginning at noon in Ottawa. We're going to be in front of the Energy Minister Bob Chiarelli's office, and we are going to be allowing a voice for the people that have been hit by outrageous hydro bills. And we're not talking because of their kilowatt hour usage. We're talking because of the global adjustment charge, because of the debt retirement charge, because the delivery charge is more than the charge that they spend on hydro itself. These extra charges and the HST, all those combined are making people having to choose between heating and eating.
It's very true. I wish you were exaggerating, but you're actually not, because in just my household alone, so I can only refer to myself, we're now trying to figure out where else we're supposed to cut, because our gas bill is also going up by 50%. So on average, just to heat and get hydro into the house, we're looking at $1,000 a month, which is, I mean, it's gag-worthy.
That's way worse than my bill. I'm astonished that you're getting that kind of a bill.
Well, so far, you know, a bit it's going to go up, but we've been talking to viewers before. We had one gentleman whose bill went up by $7,000.
Oh, we've been hearing horror stories all over, and we've been collecting the proof as well, Alex. I've got a binder full of people who have over $1,000 per line in global adjustment charges, on top of it, as well as a $900 delivery charge. So before they even get their hydro on a line, they've got to pay over $2,000 before they even get their hydro. These charges are outrageous. And they're also, we've discovered Hydro One is also cutting off hydro. In the middle of winter, they're leaving people without hydro. And I thought that, personally, I thought that was against the law. I've been hearing so many complaints, families having their hydro cut off and not knowing what they're going to do, where they're going to go, because they cannot afford to heat, eat, and pay their mortgage.
Okay, so the rallies are, I guess, for across the province today. A lot of smaller communities in particular are getting involved.
Well, there's the Toronto area itself, I don't think is holding anything, but we've got events going on all over the province: Kingston, Ottawa, Carleton Place, Barry's Bay. We've got Sudbury, all in Northern Ontario. There's a whole bunch of places. If people go to the Facebook page, Join the Fight Against Hydro Rates, and check the events listing, they'll see the rally that's nearest them. There's about 35 rallies that have been organized, but when you take into consideration all the small towns and villages around that are going to be participating, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of communities.
Okay, and so I get the sense that the Premier might, you know, be starting to get a clue that folks are outraged by this, because they've got all these little goodies that were leaked out that they may be capping some of the costs in the hydro rates. But, I mean, a lot more noise needs to be made.
Well, is there an election coming? Is that why we're hearing that they're going to finally get rid of the debt retirement charge that was paid a couple of years ago and we shouldn't have been paying the past couple of years? I'll believe it when I see it. We know Hydro One is getting the message, because I received, I don't know about you, but I got one of those "I'm sorry" letters. We're sorry that we're mucking up so much, but we're going to spend another $1 million of your dollars to mail out these "I'm sorry" apology letters.
I'm sorry in my household means that you will not do it again. I don't know who in that company decided that this was a good idea. They could have shown some fiscal responsibility by saying "I'm sorry" via email, which is free. What idiot in that corporation thought we're going to spend, and it's just not $1 million. $1 million was just for the stamps. There's all the other costs associated. It was probably a $5 million apology that we, of course, pay for.
That's right. And there's also the concern over smart meters too, Alex. We discovered yesterday that Measurement Canada do not calibrate smart meters, that it is the manufacturer of smart meters and Hydro One themselves that calibrate our smart meters. By law, whenever you sell and buy using weights and you have a weigh scale, of some sort, you have to have it tested once a year by Measurements Canada to make sure you're not ripping off your customers. Why doesn't that apply to smart meters? Because that is a big gripe that we get. People saying we're not even using hydro, it's been turned off, and our smart meters reading that we are still using a whole bunch of kilowatt hours. So we're wondering how come there's no oversight on smart meters. Who is going to check them?
Yeah, I mean, their theory that their practice, I shouldn't even say the theory, is pay us now, we'll fix the mistake later, which I've told a lot of people. If you've got like one of those prepaid, like, you know, they take the money automatically, you may want to change that, because people are finding that they go into their bank account and all sorts of money is missing. They call Hydro and they say, yeah, we're going to look into it. But that could take months to get that kind of money back.
There's someone that I've met on Facebook that for the past 5 weeks, every week they've gotten a Hydro bill for $500.
Yeah.
Every week.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so your hope today is to get the word out, but it can't stop with just one day. What's the plan in the long term for this?
Well, I know that in my group, there's about 30 people that have been helping organize and get this rally going in the Ottawa area. And we were planning other stuff before this even happened. This is just the beginning of taking back Queen's Park. There's just so much wrong that that no one's been held accountable for. This is just the first to get people connected, to let people know that they're not alone. We're out there, and as a group, we can make a difference, and that's why we need the bodies to show up.
All right. Beth, I would love to hear how it goes. We'll hopefully get some coverage of this going and see what we get out of it and what kind of response you get. I appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Alex.
One has to make sure that you think about